To get started, you want to arrange your threads on the board in the colour order that you want. So for mine, I've got my main colour, which is orange, and then my contrasting colour, which is yellow. And because one of your threads you're going to be working over, which won't really be seen, this is basically my outside colour, and this one just matches that one. So to get started, you want to work your first sequence of knots. So you're going to work your first thread over your holding thread, and then you're going to drop this thread, and then you're going to work your next colour, and you're only going to be working over this thread. And for your first series of knots, you can knot in whichever direction you want to start with. It doesn't really matter because you're going to be switching over when you get to the end. So for each knot, you just want to knot in one direction just over this thread. So once you've done your first set of knots, you want to take your first bead and you want to thread it onto your holding thread, like that. And then you can push your first bead into place, and then you're going to repeat a mirror image of what you did for the first row. So you're going to take the thread next to it, and this time you're going to be knotting in the opposite direction and securing your bead in place. And once you've done your first knot, you can drop this thread and then take the next thread. And then you want to do the same thing again, just knot in the same direction and then drop this thread. And you want to repeat this for the rest of the threads in your row. So once you've done your second set of knots, you'll have your bead in place, and then you want to do the same thing again at the other side and add your bead to your holding thread. And then you want to do what you did for your first row and knot in the other direction again. And like before, you're going to do this for each thread in your sequence. So once you've done that and you've got your two beads attached, you're going to do again what you did first time and add another bead to your holding thread, and then each time you switch positions and get your holding thread to the other side, you're going to add a bead to it before you do your knots. And when you've finished, you should end up with something that looks like this. So at the ends, I've just braided the tail ends so that you're able to tie the bracelet on. Alternately, if you wanted to make the bracelet with a loop at the beginning, you would just do two braided tail ends at the end. So now you just want to try on your bracelet. And that is your completed beaded wave friendship bracelet.